Hey, beautiful beauty besties. Happy Tuesday, my friends. Happy Tuesday. We are one day closer to Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so that's fun. I love Christmas Eve, you guys. I think almost as much as Christmas. To me, Christmas Eve is it's so magical because once Christmas Day happens and like all the gifts are open and all the food is eaten and everything, then it's over, right? It's over. All your guests have gone home or you've gone home. And yeah, but Christmas Eve, it's still that anticipation, right? You still have to do all of that stuff. So I don't know. I think I love Christmas Eve. But that's okay, guys. It is Christmas Eve. And I hope wherever you are in the world that it was a beautiful day for you. We are going to be getting into our day 10. And then I have something else fun too, guys, because I was sick for a little while. And I got this bundle from Bead Box Bargains. It was the Celtic Christmas bundle. And I'm sure you guys have already seen it. I saw it once. The official unboxing from Bead Box Bargains before I bought it. But I don't remember, so I figured we could look at that too. But first, you guys already know we must pull a card of divine inspiration and wisdom. Just one card, please. Thank you. All right, guys. And today's wisdom. Opportunities are not offered. They must be arrested and worked for. And this calls for perseverance and courage. Indira Gandhi. Oh, it's Gandhi. Does it say Indira Gandhi? Okay. Did I pull two cards by accident? Okay, no, it's just thick. So that's a beautiful, beautiful card, my friends. And I can absolutely get down with that vibe. All right, so let's open. I thought I had my little magic cutter over here, and I don't. Put it away because I thought, I was trying to be all neat and tidy earlier. Anyway, this is day 10, guys. This is our 12 days of bead miss, stash miss, bestie miss, all the misses from our beautiful friend Kristen at Design and Do-Overs. Guys, this one is quite noisy. Okay. Oh. I don't know, friends, but there's a lot of stuff in here. All stainless steel, you guys. Oh my gosh, Kristen. Okay. Let's get into this. First of all, what are these? These are so cool. I've never seen anything like that. They're hollow. Oh, do they open? No, I don't think they open. I was like, we could put stuff in there. But guys, those are fun. We can do some fun, like little wall hangings or sun catcher doodads. Look at those. I love them, clearly. I'm just going to dump or do it. Holy smokes, you guys. And I'm always needing findings. What is that? Kristen. I love you, friend. Oh, this is awesome. What is that? Okay, let me get this little dish here. Because we're going to have to do some spillage. Oh, wow. Look at all of these charms. Holy smokes. Look at the elephants. Look at these beautiful hearts. Look at that. Are we focusing? Hold on. There we go. Look at those. These are nice and heavy. There's that heart again. Let's see if we get a better look at it. Oh my goodness. There's so much of it. Kristen, this is awesome, my friend. Thank you so much. We're going to have fun with that mix. Wow. We can even paint some of this stuff, you guys. Oh, paint party. All right, so I'm noticing some rings and whatnots, which I love. Your girl loves a good ring. What we got here? Oh, we got some, speaking about rings, we have some little ring blanks that we would put, there's a little setting there. Unless you just like, we could make little, I'm just saying, like, self-defense. You could just like, Hey, listen, no, you can't have my wallet and car keys. You know, I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying that you could use those for, you could have a whole, just like, and just, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm moving on. Oh, look at these ring thing stuff. What do you put on there? Listen, it's big enough. Anything you want, my friend. That is very interesting. Welcome back. We could do something there. That's very interesting, you guys. I don't do a lot with rings. I'm going to be honest, they intimidate me a little bit. I don't know why. Oh, there's a different one. This one's got this little fun round setting. That's pretty. For when you don't need it for your Saturday night jog at night. I think I said night. I don't know. But anyway, look at these. What? Oh, wow. Oh, there's so many of these, Kristen. Thank you. Look at those. They're like little textured links. You guys, you might see some of this stuff in some upcoming kits. I don't know. I could really use this stuff in kits. I'll tell you that. For our Valentine kits, I had to buy 42 feet of chain, my friends. I think I probably already told you that. I know some of you are like, that's nothing. That's nothing, Carl. Well, for Carl it is, because, you know, I don't usually do these kinds of things. It's all new. It's all new to me, friends. All new to me. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. And then we've got some oval jump rings. Those are thick ones too, my friends. Holy smokes. Look how thick those are. You know, these would have been good on the bracelet that we did yesterday, which, by the way, Miss Kristen told me that those rectangle gemstones, that was iolite. How fancy is that? How stinking fancy is that? Oh, what are these clamshells? What the heck is it? Hold on a second, friends. Look at this. Look at, what is that? It's like a clamshell. It's like a little taco, and you would squeeze that together, but then you got 2 loops there and then 1 loop here. Fascinating. Kristen, what are these for? I'm fascinated. I just went and closed that one too. Look at those. Wonder we could put some stuff in there. I have a whole box of them, friends, so we'll have fun with that. Very interesting. Also, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on. Oh, look at these. These are nice and beefy too. Oh, these are some oval dudes, and they look like they are split, so they open. Oh my goodness. Very cool. I love those. Might be coming in some kits. We'll see. These are awesome. And then also we got some of these shapes. Oh, these are toggles, my friends. Oh, look at all the different toggles. What? So you have like this little boxy one. I would even like to use these for earrings. You know, we could hang a little. I'm going to put 2 of these aside. I know we're going to probably make something from the other box, but just for myself, I want to make something. You could also do it with any of these, those or that too. But that shape is really cute. Those are fun. Kristen, this was amazing. Thank you, my beautiful friend. I absolutely loved everything. Especially these. These would make some fun wind chimes, my friends. What do you think? I think we should get some kind of ring, and then we can hang some of these. I mean, they sound magical together. Yes. Wind chimes. Yes. I feel it coming. Wow, that was, this was amazing, Kristen. All right. I don't know how we got this guy closed. That's all right. He's just hanging out in there. All right, friends, that was amazing. So, let me just grab a drink of water. So now we have this bag. And I did put these two aside. We might maybe even use them with this bag. But I don't know. I want to play with these two. So this is the Celtic Christmas. This is from the Bead Box Bargains. And I want to thank, let me cover up my address. I want to thank you so much. Does that say Thomas? For packing my order. Thank you so much, sweet friend. I had got a couple other things, but guys, I already unboxed it when I wasn't feeling well. So, but I did not open this. Oh, dear heavens, let me bring you up a little bit. So, this was the Celtic Christmas, and this bundle was $44.99. Plus, they did let you use your coupon. I don't know how much it was total because, like I said, I did buy some other stuff. Let me just go ahead and do that and that. So I did buy some other stuff. That was $44.99. I got a lot of earring hooks, and I just got a lot of findings. Nothing really that earth-shattering. But altogether, my order, I saved $19.11. So then my order became $48.73, which, guys, is just slightly over that. Plus, I got all of this. So, if you're not convinced or sold on the Bargain Bead Box yet, guys, this is just one of the many perks. You get that 30% coupon, and it's just, you know, it's such a good deal. Such a good deal. All right. And I think if you sign up, I'm not sure. I think if you sign up now, you might be in time for January. I'm not sure how that works. But, guys, I'll leave my link in the box if you want to sign up for Bargain Bead Box. So this is Celtic Christmas. And let's just get in here. And I think this was I think it was a moss agate and tree agate. And I'm trying to remember if this was the one where you got the pendant and you either got a moss agate or a tree agate pendant. I think this was the one. And I hope I get tree agate. Please get tree agate. Okay, let's do a dumper do. Ooh, look at all these colors. Oh, that's different. Look at that bright green mix. Okay, well, that's beautiful. Looks like I got the moss agate, and that's okay. Guys, if you got the tree agate, let me know in the comments. The tree agate is absolutely... There is other tree agate in here. Here's some tree... Oh, the coins. Oh, the coins are beautiful. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's really not... It's kind of a smaller collection, but it has a lot of... has a lot of gemstones in it. So there are 17 things for us to open. So I will, do I have to go down the list? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, everything is here. So we can just open up the bags and look. I know we don't usually do that, but that's okay. We can do it once in a while. We can be a little unorganized. Occasionally, friends, occasionally. All right, well, since I already ruined the surprise, let's look at this guy, and let me bring you back down. All right, so this is going to be our 35 millimeter moss agate oval pendant, oval donut pendant. Guys, I just don't feel right sorting it without sorting it. Just give me 1 second. All right, friends, and I probably should have mentioned this is probably going to be a long video, so you should go ahead, get your snacks, and get your little drinky drink, and then go take the potty and then come back. Because there's a lot of stuff to look at. Plus, I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure, but I'm thinking of a necklace and earrings. And sometimes that takes me a little while. So, but let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we've already kind of looked at this guy. So let's take an official look, shall we? This is our 35 millimeter moss agate oval donut pendant. And it's very pretty. It is very pretty. I had a little cat hair on it. That's okay. It's got some brown in here and a little bit of white. You see that little bit of mossy brown up there? And then the back is very interesting. The back looks nothing like the front, which is something that I find happens a lot in gemstones, especially. Especially agates and things like that is what I meant. I watch a rocksmithing channel, Taylor's Rocksmithery, you guys, and I'll share Taylor with you because he's amazing. But he cuts agates open and things like that. And it's just amazing that sometimes one side is so different than the other side. So yeah, that's what calls into rocksmithery, my friends. That's what we do. All right. So, these are in no particular order, but I separated the gemstones and the findings and the crystals. So we're going to look at the gemstones first. So we're also going to look at these 8 millimeter moss agate round beads, and you get a 15-inch strand. These are very pretty. Very, very green and rich with a little bit of that mossiness. Ooh, look at that guy. That guy looks just so pretty. See that? You can almost see inside. Those are very, very pretty. Let's bring the dish. Look at that. I love those. And they're very nice with this pendant. I think that's what we're going to make. I think we're going to make a necklace with that. I'm just not sure how we're going to do the pendant, but we'll figure it out, friends. All right, next we're going to look at the 8 millimeter moss agate English cut round beads. You guys, these are so special. Look at those. Wow. First of all, they're so glossy and beautiful. Oh my goodness. And just the absolute different, like some are a little bit darker, some are a little bit lighter. Look how dark that guy is, but then you have some that have a little bit of more mossiness in them. Oh wow. Those are really, really, really pretty. I love those. And again, very complimentary here. So we'll probably be using those as well. All right, guys, let's get into the tree agate stuff. So we've got these 8 millimeter tree agate matte round beads. And you guys, I love tree agate. I love all agates and jaspers and quartz and quartzite and those sorts of mineral gemmies. But these are just so pretty. They always remind me of a tree with snow on it. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that one is so pretty. Yeah, they're really nice. I think, though, because I was really hoping I was going to get the tree agate pendant, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there and stalk their site and look for a tree agate pendant, and I think I'm going to save these to go with the tree agate. I mean, it would look really pretty here to bring in some of this white. I don't know. Maybe I will use it. I don't know, guys. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We also have some tree agate coins. And these are a 10 millimeter and they are faceted. Oh my gosh. Okay. Coins are my favorite. And these are, I think this is pretty much why I ordered the box because it's beautiful, but I think these coins really sold me. And I didn't care how much it was as long as I got these coins. Wow. These might be one of my favorite beads of the year. They are stunning. Look at those coins. Wow, look at the swirls. Look at the swirls in the white. That is so pretty. I just love them. I could look at them all day, friends. I truly could. Look at that one. Look at that. Look at that banding in there. Wow. Those are just beyond lovely. All right, moving on. We are going to bring in some red. It looks like we've got some 3.5 millimeter garnet faceted round beads, and those are beautiful. And these look to be the darker garnet, like maybe that raspberry garnet, which is my favorite of the garnets. I do love that really dark, rich garnet. And these are just pretty, pretty little beads. We've gotten a few similar in other collections, and I'm here for all the garnet. I love the garnet. That's beautiful. Very nice with this darker, richer green, I think. And then we also have some 4 millimeter garnet faceted coins. And these look also very similar to the coins that we got in another box recently. And they're just so pretty. Oh my gosh. They're very dainty, but wow, they pack a punch. They really do. They are beautiful. Faceted. I don't know how they do it. Like, how do they do it? How do they facet these tiny itty bitty little... Wow, fascinating. All right. Now, we don't have a lot of crystals in this selection, and that's okay. But apparently, where is your bag, sir? I have the crystals, but no bag. Okay. Crystal faceted rondelle beads in green iris. We get 15-inch strand, and those are very pretty, very sparkly. Look at those, all the different shimmery. It's like green and blue. Little bit of green gold in there. Those are very lovely. Oh, then they look blue on the dish, don't they? It's cool how when you move them, like move them there, they look super blue, and then if you move them up, they look more green. Wow. I hope that's coming through. Those are fabulous. The perfect amount of sparkle for this collection. This is a very, in my opinion, like a very mature, earthy, like, you know, sophisticated collection. I know the Celtic is kind of, you know, maybe not the most sophisticated, but this is really put together very well. It's very thoughtful. It's very cohesive. But it's like it's a very mature palette, in my opinion, until we get to this. And so if you were looking for a little bit of whimsy, I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's a mature Christmas versus a whimsical Christmas. But if you were looking for some whimsy, they did give us a 30-gram bag of mixed glass in 'Tis the Season. You guys, look at this collection. We've got some metallic bugles and tiles. I think that's a tile. Oh, no. It's like a little triangle. I see a heart, though. Of course I do. There's some bright, festive seed beads, and there's reds and greens and just all kinds of... It's a fun, fun mix, friends. This is a fun, traditional Christmassy mix. I love it. I kind of want to save this to make some snowflakes with it. I think that would be really pretty for some snowflakes. But I'm going to put this here. I'm going to leave that in the dish. And this is the bead portion, and I think this is beautiful. So let's get into some of these metal components. And here's where the more Celtic charm comes in too, to go along with these colors. So we have a 2-piece 24 by 20 stainless steel Celtic knot pendant. These are so pretty. Look how beautiful these are. And I believe they're the same on the front and the back. These beautiful knots. They would make cute earrings. They would also make really pretty pendants. We might use one as a pendant. I think we might make... I didn't see any chain in this collection, guys, but trust me, I have chain. But I'm thinking of maybe making like 2 necklaces. We'll do... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, friends. This is the big old pendant. This is the 45 by 33 stainless steel triquetra. Yeah, triquetra. That's what I said. Pendant. There it is. Ooh, and this is a thicken. Look at that. Look at the bail. That is a thick old pendant. Absolutely beautiful, but I don't know. I'm having other visions of it other than being a pendant because I don't know. I mean, I don't think my husband would wear something like this. He's not really a necklace guy. At least not a necklace with pendants. He wants like a simple puka shell necklace. Because he's originally from Philly, but he moved to California when he was 6. So he mostly grew up in California, Southern California at that. So he's a beach guy. He's an ocean guy. So he always wanted he always had the puka necklaces, and he keeps asking me to make him one of those. So I don't think he would wear something like that. But that's a big old pendant. We might do a Christmas ornament or something with that. That's pretty snazzy. All right, next we're going to look at 4 pieces of 8x5 stainless steel 2 bail beads. And these are always really fun to have. So it's a bail, so you have this smaller loop here. And then you have this bigger loop here, and this bigger loop would go onto your stringing material or whatever you're doing. And then you would attach whatever your work is to that little guy. So those are always fun to have. Yeah, I love those. All right. And next we're going to look at, this is a 4-piece 26x9 Celtic no drops. Oh, I think that's supposed to say not. Celtic knot drops. I caught that one. I don't usually catch them. I caught it this time. Oh, wow. Those are pretty. Look at those. Oh, I love those. And look, there's even a little thing so we could dangle. We could use these as connectors, you guys. Oh, that might be really pretty. I can kind of see them with something in between here and then connecting in our necklace. Oh, that might be interesting. All right, next we're going to look at some spacers, and these are a 6x7 Celtic knot rectangle spacer bead. These are really pretty. Look at those. Oh, I love those. Those are so pretty. They're little squares, and they have this this kind of little knot design there, and they are 2-sided. And they're light, which is nice, right? But they're not light, like they're not aluminum light, but they're not, big old heavy chunky spacers. So they're just the right size. I love those. Next, we're going to look at a 50-piece 3mm stainless steel round spacer beads. And there they are. These look like the crimp tubes that I use, the crimp beads that I use as spacers, just a little bit bigger. So you guys already know I love having these, and we'll probably use these in our design as well. All right, moving right along, we have 2 more things to look at. So we have these Celtic knot links. They're 4 pieces, 29x20, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. Oh, look at those. Okay, so we also have these connectors. We could also use one of these as a pendant and have a dangle here. That's interesting. Those are really cool. There's the back. So they're not double-sided, but that's okay. Because if we're hanging stuff on either side, it'll probably, it'll stay facing this way. So we get 4 of them. So that's awesome. We definitely have a lot of stuff here, friends. I love that. All right, and then finally, last but not least, we have 4 sets of 19x16 and 21mm toggle clasp, all the free of the things and stuff. And these are very pretty too. I have these in some different colors. Look at that little fancy bar. It looks like a little scrolly. And then there's your toggle. Has some little decorative swirls and swishes and whatnot, and they are double-sided. There you go. That's what that looks like. That's pretty secure. The bar's a little small, but I think that's pretty secure. So this is your Celtic Christmas collection. I think it's really, really pretty. I love it. And I definitely want to make, I'm pretty sure we want to make a necklace. There's something I wanted to try before. I've never done it with seed beads to make like a certain bail. So I might try that. But I think I wanted to make like a second necklace too. I wanted to make like this one to be a little bit longer and then a second one a little bit shorter. I don't think I want to use this though. I think I'm going to use this for something else. So hold on a second, friends. Beep, 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 beep. We got a shopping cart. So let's go ahead and put this guy, we'll sit him in the front. He's in the baby seat. Okay, so we're definitely going to use these. And we're definitely going to use these. And I'm pretty certain we're going to use the garnet. I haven't decided if we're going to use the tree agate yet. I'm probably going to use these spacers. I'm not going to put them in the basket because I don't dislike myself that much. I'm just taking these off the tray. We're probably not going to be using those. Although there is some of these really pretty, like little, I might take some of these out of this mix because I think that would look really pretty. So I might take, there's a couple of those. I might take a couple of those little darker red ones out, but I think everything else we're going to leave in there. Oh, they're in green too. Look, I might take the green ones out too. I don't know. I'll have to let you know about that one. Stay tuned, friends. Stay tuned for that one. All right. So, you know what? You're like the big kid, so you can kind of sit here. You don't need to be, there you go. There you go. Okay, because we need room in the basket. Okay. Because I think we're going to throw in the spacers. All the spacers. All right. And then, I guess we'll throw in at least one of these toggle clasps. Let's just put one of those in there. Or what about these sparkle dudes? Just put them in there. We might use them. Okay. So, I'm going to put these in there. And then we just have to pick. Do we want to use that for our second necklace? Or do we want to use one of these for our second necklace? That's a good question. Well, friends, just to be safe, I'm going to throw them all in there. And that. So basically what we have left is this. Everything else is in the shopping cart. So it looks like I have my work cut out for me, friends. And that's okay. And that's okay. So I will be right back and we'll put together a fun festive necklace. All right. Okay, friends, and we're back. And so I have some stuff going on here because I have some ideas in my brain. When I did our howlite pendant from the Gemstone Orphanage, I had another idea, and just in case I didn't like how the first idea worked out, but the first idea worked out really well. So I still had this idea in my brain, and I said, the next time I get any kind of pendant that has a large, circular opening, I'm going to try this out. So we're going to try it together, friends. It might not work. It might work. We'll see together. But so I've already gone ahead, and this is about a 36. Let me slow down, friends. I'm rather excited. It's a 36-inch piece of Softlex in the reds. Oh, it's the garnet color. And I picked the garnet color because I have these 11 O's, and this is in the oxblood. So that's an 11 O round. And I know it's almost the same color, so that's kind of the point, right? It's kind of like camo. But I put a whole bunch of these on here. I lost count, but this is about 7 inches worth. And then, of course, I put 2 little stoppers here. And we'll get back to that in a second. So also, I'm taking out all the beads. And then from my stash, I'm not sure if we're going to use these, but these are like that Navajo white crystal. And I just thought it's not like a white, it's like an off-white, kind of a creamish color. And I thought that we could bring that in if we wanted to lighten it up a little bit. But we are going to be using both of these tree agate. Not tree agates, moss agates. We're going to be using both of the garnets. I'm not sure if we're going to be using these. We are going to use 2 of these coins, and I did pick out 2 of the darker ones. And then also for our pendant portion, which we're going to have a second necklace using this, and I picked out another coin that just kind of blends in and matches our designs. And then there's one of those little garnets in there. We'll get to that. You know, we have our spacers, and then from my stash, oh yeah, we also have some of these connectors, and I thought I would use 2 in the necklace and maybe a pair of earrings for the other 2. And then from my stash, I am bringing in some bead caps, but they're pretty little, just little star bead caps, probably like a 5 or 6 millimeter. I thought that would be fun, and they are in the stainless steel. And I also have just 1 large hole spacer. And it's funny because this was actually, you know, when you order from the Bead Box Bargains, you always get their business card with a free gift. And this was the free gift for this package. There was 4 of these in there. So we're going to use one of those. And I think that is it. Okay. So then I got to thinking, friends, we were going to use chain for our second necklace. Our first necklace is going to be bead stringing wire. And then I thought our second necklace would be chain. And so I did get some chain out of my stash. However, Kristen gifted us with all of these links and doodads. I think we're going to make our own chain. So I think it'll be fun. It's probably going to be a longer video. So, yeah. Okay. So here we go. So I have this is 36 inches of bead stringing wire. Now, am I going to need this much? I'm really not sure. So 7 of it is right here with this loop. And what I thought is, we could do a fun little, hopefully it works out. It'll be a fancy little knot, right? I thought it could be a fancy little knot. So I'm going to, let me bring you down because this is going to be a little tricky and I don't know if it's going to work. Hopefully it works. I don't want to start doubting myself already. So we're going to take this and we're going to make it into like a loop. So basically we're going to do sort of a lark's head knot, right? So we're going to take this, we're going to make it into a loop. This is what I want to make the front. So the loop will go in to the front like this. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to separate out these little arms here. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. All right. So then I'm going to put these little arms in separately. So he's going to go here. Right. Pull that guy in separately over here. And then this guy will go over on this side. Okay. We kind of want to keep them so they're not crossing. Okay. It's a little tricky with the bead stoppers. So anyway, this is what we have. You stay sir, you stay over here, and then you stay over here. So this is pretty much what we have. It's like a lark's head knot. We can pull that down a little bit. You can see, oh, you can't see that. So sorry, my friends. So we basically made a lark's head knot, and I'm keeping these strands separate from like over onto this side. And then we have this little extra spot up here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to try to hold these together. Pull that down just a little bit. We're going to take this pendant and we're going to flip it. We're going to flip it backwards and then feed it up through this again, creating this little cluster of things there. And I just lost one of my little dudes, and that's okay. That's okay. We can put our little dude back on. I think I lost a seed bead too. Something just fell off my desk. All right, so now we could leave it like long, but I do want to kind of maybe see if we can zhuzh this down a little bit. Let's see if we can maybe take these little stoppers off. I'm gonna kind of work this down a little bit, make that a little bit tighter. Okay, that's kind of cute. Let's see if we can work it down just a little bit more. Make it as compact as possible. What do you guys think about that? Let me bring it down a little bit. What do you guys think about that? I think it's cute. I like it. So obviously, there's the back. Oh, sorry. There's the back. I'm just like, it kind of worked out, I think. Okay, all right, I'm digging it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take some of these off of here, because we certainly don't need all of these. Okay, and I think I am also going to crimp it, which is why I brought out this guy. Let's see, do we want to crimp it up a little bit further? I think that's good. All right, so let's push those back a little bit. And then what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to throw a bead cap on here. Or no. Well, you know, let me get my crimp tubes. Let me also, hold on. Let me also put a little stopper here so they don't get all loose and crazy, because I kind of want to keep that structure. All right. So let's get our crimp tubes and get to crimping. All right. So we got our soft flex tube. And we are going to do silver. Let me pull out 2 more for the end of our necklace. Sorry guys, picking out crimp tubes. I know you can't see me on camera right now. Okay, because I have you, because I have you down rather far. That's okay. And that's all right. It's all right, friends. There we go. All right. All right, so you know what, let's put our crimp tube on, and then we'll see about the rest. Okay, so putting this crimp tube on both strands. All right, travel that on down. We're going to take the stopper off and then bring that down. We want to make sure that our strands are not crossing. We're going to try to crimp it with our strands going either way. So this way, okay, that's the back. Let's flip it over. This is the front. And we want to make sure that we like how that is laying. And I think that's really pretty. It's like a little netted knot. So I don't know, it's kind of cute. I like it. All right, so we're going to get our, oh my gosh, do I not even have my crimping pliers over here? Kyle, what were you doing today? You know, a lot of stuff, friends, a lot of stuff, and not preparing myself for this project. Hold on one second. Okay, okay, here we are. Here we are then. Here we are. Okay, again, making sure our strands are not crossed. So we're going to kind of hold them a little bit. You kind of have to have a lot of fingers sometimes to do the crimping. All right, we're going to put that little ball in there. I think I got one extra. Shoot. I have one extra bead on this side. They're not evening up. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's do that again. Oh no, I just lost my knot. Hold on, friends. Oh, crisis. Crisis management. Okay. Making sure they're not crossing. Okay. Oh, that's the back. Tightening everything back up. Okay. See, now that's better. Before they weren't sitting right because they weren't even. Oh my gosh, is it still not even? Friends, listen. Y'all gotta work it out. Okay. All right. There we go. Holding these strands apart like this. Now, guys, you gotta be careful here because we do have some very small 11 O's. So I'm going to make sure that they are out of the line of fire. And that wasn't the best crimp, but that's okay. Because we can come in here and kind of make her better. That was a really bad crimp. Well, here's the thing also, friends, is we're going to have, as long as we're crimping with these two wires going out this way, it doesn't have to be a pretty crimp because that's a pretty ugly crimp. That is a pretty ugly crimp, but my friends, it's okay. Nobody's going to see it. Okay, nobody's going to see it. Let me see. And it is secure, so I think that will be fine. Okay, and then, so that's why I have this big bead here, is I thought we could load this on there, and that would cover up the ugly crimp. So let's see what that looks like. So that looks like that. But I was wondering, that's pretty mangled. That's pretty mangled. I was wondering if we put a bead cap down on it, would you see it? Because the bead cap would station, the bead cap has a pretty big hole. It would help keep that that large hole bead stable, more stable, and not so loosey-goosey. But this won't cover that crimp, will it? It's okay. So maybe we just put a bead cap on the top. Like that. And then we'll put a bead cap. This is a lot of bead string and wire, friends. I cut way too much. That's all right, though. Put this bead cap on there. And then we'll see how that goes. All right. So this is the front. All right. No, that bead cap does nothing to help that bead. Okay. Well, what I think we should do is just put on, what if we put one of these guys on there? And then that will nestle. Will that nestle in there? No. We got to do something to cover up that ugly, that ugly crimp. And this bead cap won't fit. That's a pretty big hole. Let's try it again. I mean, it kind of covers. It doesn't cover. Oh, you're right, Linda. Oh my gosh, we can put it like this. Yes. You are so smart. Linda for the win, friends. Linda for the win. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not going to use this big old bulky dude then. So what I think I'm going to do, maybe we create a bead cap stack situation. So we'll go on this side with this guy, and then we'll throw down one of these. And then, or do we want to throw down a rondelle? It might be too small for the bead caps. Let's check. Oh, that's interesting. Let's throw this guy down. I have a feeling we're going to go with the round will probably look the best, but... Oh, actually, that's cute. I kind of like that. Okay, all right, all right. So let's make it a deal, and we'll put on this bead cap. So that's pretty, that's the back. That's pretty fancy. That's pretty fancy. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll put a couple of these seed beads on. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do 5 on each. 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then let's bring in some of these spacers too. So let's do one of these. Okay. And then we'll do one of those on this side. Let me put these crimp tubes over here, somewhere here. All right. And then I think we'll do a rondelle. Bring in some spackle. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. So that's what we have. Okay. And so this is going to be a little bit of a longer necklace. I'm thinking like 24 inches. We'll put a spacer back on either side of that crystal. And then we're going to start some jimmies, I think. Or do we want to start... Yeah, let's start with some jimmies. All right, so... let's do one of these, a spacer, Another one. A spacer. Without Bobo fur on it. Oh, wait, I forgot I wanted to use those up front. Well, that's okay. That's all right. We can put those in now. I also have to make sure I'm going through the center and not one of the not one of the sides. Okay. And then we'll use one of these. Oh, that doesn't look okay. I got it. I know what I did. I put a spacer there. I guess we'll do the coin in the middle. Or do we want to do... spacer? And then the coin? Oh, that's pretty. Okay. All right, and then we're going to do another spacer. All right, let's do this side. So we have, pick 2 of these. Bead cap. And then a spacer. This tree agate coin. All right. All right, so that's what we have so far. That's very pretty. That's very pretty. What do we think about that? Let's see, there we go. Okay. So now I feel like we should maybe add another rondelle. And then I think we'll bring in, let's see if one of these, let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. I like that little bit of pop of white there. I think that'll work out nice. Okay. And then let's do, oops, a spacer. And we'll do another little pop. And then hopefully we have enough spacers. I think we should be all right. And then we'll start this pattern again with a bead cap. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot. I wanted to bring in the garnet, and I'm using all the silver spacers, and I think I wanted to use some of the garnet. Okay, that's all right. I think we're going to use the garnet in between the green ones. And I think we'll use the spacers with the bead caps because they look really pretty next to the bead caps. So, what are we going to use? Let's do our coins. These coins are so pretty. I can't believe I almost forgot the garnet. I was like, this is looking really pretty, but it's very green and white. Where's the garnet? These coins are very small. It's hard to find their little holes. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they're going to fit on here. I might have to use the other garnets. Oh no, that fits. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's do another coin, and we're going to do three of these instead of two. Okay, we're going to do another one. Okay, I'm liking that now. All right, and then we'll do our bead cap. And then we'll do our spacer, our coin, our spacer, and then the bead cap here. Should we do... Or do we just do... Okay, I think we're just going to do this, right? And then... Do we want to do... Maybe we do a garnet round here? Let's bring all the garnet in. Okay, I just don't know how that's going to look with the bead cap. Oh yeah, no, that's cute. I like that. Okay. All right. Bead cap. Then we're going to do a garnet round. Oh, that's pretty. That's really, really pretty. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put a stopper on this side, and we're just going to work on this side. And then I can do the other side off camera, so this way the video is not too long. But I really like how that looks. All right, so then let's do this guy. Okay, and then we'll do another section of or we can do one of these. So maybe we put a round one. Okay, we'll do another round one. Oh my goodness. And then we'll do one of these guys. This one's really pretty. I wonder if I should put bead caps on that one. Or just leave it capless. I'm thinking bead caps. Okay. Because, oh, hold on. Oh, darn. I forgot I had these too. All right, maybe we put this in between. That's pretty. Do we still want bead caps though? Let's see how that looks. Do we like it stacked up with the cap? Yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's really pretty. Okay. All right, we're using all the bead caps today. That's cute. All right. You know what though? Let's do a little bit of stacking here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's cute. That's what we have. Real cute. Very, very fancy. And then, should we do another one? Okay. And then we'll do a rondelle. Oh, sorry guys. I was looking for the hole. And we'll do a rondelle. We'll do a B cap. And then we'll do 3 more of these. Kind of repeat our pattern a little bit. Right? And then we'll do a coin in between. And a coin. Okay. Oh, look, that one's pretty. Okay. And then, all right, let me measure this because we might just do some more of that. Okay, yeah, because we're only at about 6.5 inches. That'd be 12 inches. So I need another 12. I need another 12 inches. So I think so. Let's do another coin. And since we have a lot of these, we'll just use a couple more here in the length. Okay. So that's 4. Let's just do one more here. So we'll do 5. Get a little bit lighter one here. All right. And then we'll do our B cap here. Okay. And then what, Call? Let's do another one of these. So let's get the round ones here. Sir? Sorry, Bobo just jumped into my closet. Okay, and then another bead cap. We are bead capping it up, friends. But these have a really flat edge, so they really look a lot better with bead caps. And then hopefully should have enough. I should probably count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've already got 1, 2 over there. So let's put 5 over here to the side because I know we'll need those. And there's 6 because then we're going to do another B cap. I should have enough. I have plenty, guys. I have plenty over here. I think I had 30 or something altogether. Okay. And then we're going to do another of the round garnet. Right. So that's what we have there. And then we'll do a sparkle. So I'm just going to kind of repeat this here, right? And then I think it's coming together. Oh, friends, look at that. That's what we have. All right. And then maybe I did need all this bead stringing wire. Okay, so let's see. So then we need another one of these. And another round. Right? That's how we did that, right? Yep, okay. My throat is really starting to hurt, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not very talkative today. My throat is very itchy, and I'm trying not to talk a whole lot so I don't cough. Okay. Okay, so let's measure that. And I need this to be probably at least 11 inches. I'm not quite there yet, and that's okay. So let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's make sure we have enough of these over here. So we have 4. We have a lot more. These cats are about to get... Hold on one second, friends. Okay, friends, and we're back. Sorry about that. My cats are losing their minds out there. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the length with some of these garnets. We're just going to put these on. Okay, so that's 2, 3, and maybe we'll break them up every so often with, okay, so that's 4, and we'll put on one of these spacers, and we'll see how that looks. You can also use one of those too. That's really pretty, isn't it? Oh, sorry. That's really pretty. I think we're going to use those. Okay, so let's do 4 more. Or maybe we'll do 5. Let's do 5. 5's a better number, friends. I don't know why, it just is. I don't know why I like uneven numbers. Like, my favorite number is 3, and then my second favorite number is 17, and then my third favorite number is 9, because 9 is 3 times, and 17 is my favorite number because it's one of my favorite all-time favorite hockey players wore number 17 for the Philadelphia Flyers. So I love that number as well. Actually, 2 of my all-time favorites, Craig Berube and Rod Brindamore. So, yeah. So I like all the odd numbers. I don't know why. I'm an odd number person. I'm an odd person in general, friends. Just in general. All right, so let's put ones on that want to be part of the party. 3, 3. Oh my goodness, sir. Yeah, so sometimes beads are frustrating. Ah, I see it. Okay. Oh, I thought I did. Oh my goodness. Okay. How many is that? 3. Oh my gosh, we have to do 2 more, friends. Do 2 more. Oh, that one was easy. All right, so let's measure and see if we are at 11 inches yet. Okay. We're about there. We're about there, friends. So that's good. So then that's how we finish the length. We just did some of those garnets and a couple more little spacers. So I'm going to go ahead and string up this side, and then we will come back and crimp this guy, and then we're going to move on to necklace number 2 and possibly also a pair of earrings. So be right back, friends. Okay, friends, and we are back. And it took me a little longer because I forgot that we made edits down here. And yeah, so I had to restring it twice, but that's okay. So there we are. So now we have to remember, so here's what we're looking like. Just really, really, really pretty. That's actually the back. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is, since these are independent, these strands are both independent, because remember we crimped at the base. So we're just going to go ahead and crimp, but you guys, I am going to put wire guardians on. Oh no, my bead-along crimps opened up in here because they're so full. Look at that, my bead-along crimps opened up in there. That's okay. It's all right, friends. We'll fix that later. But let's get us some wire guardians. Silver. And these are bead-along wire guardians, so these are pretty good. I like to use these. I bought some from Bargain Bead Box a while back, and I'm not crazy about those because they feel like they're a little sharp or something. I don't know. I don't really care for them, but the bead-along ones are nice. The only problem is I've only found them in silver. Look at this mess. I've only found them in silver and gold, so they might come in other colors too, guys. I really, honestly, if I'm being honest, haven't looked. So there's that. All right, so we're going to take a crimp tube, and we're going to put our crimp tube on, okay? And then we're going to take a wire guardian, and it's this little horseshoe guy. And so if you're new to these, I don't use them a whole lot, but this necklace will more than likely be a gift, or will go into my Etsy shop eventually, someday. So when I'm doing pieces like that, I do like to use a wire guardian because it is a little bit more of a professional finish, a little bit more of a professional look. Also, it does help with abrasion. It also helps with, okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to stick 2 strands in there, and that's okay. It helps with a lot of things, friends, but I don't typically use them if I'm doing like jewelry for myself, because I don't care for them, but they are professional to use. So, all right, so we pulled that down. We're going to pull our crimp down, bring our bead stringing wire down. Everything gets to come down here. Okay. And then I am going to make sure that it's not crunchy or anything like that. Okay. Make sure we have a nice hold on this bead stringing wire. Okay, and that's how we're looking. So we're going to come in here. Make sure there's not too much space in here. Right? I don't want it too loosey-goosey. All right. What I am going to do is I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to gently push this back just to make sure we are not crimping. There we go. Make sure we're not crimping those edges. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do, guys? I usually like to take this and just squeeze it in a little bit. Okay. And we're going to finish our crimp, putting it on the crimp rotisserie. Okay. And this one came out a lot nicer. That's your ball shape, what it should look like. I think this is a little too loose up here, though. Not much we can do about it now, friends. It's nice and crimped. It's a little loose, but that's okay. I'd rather have it a little bit loose. And when I say loose, I mean there's just a little bit more gap between the bead stringing wire and the crimp, but not much. It's just a little bit. And that'll be fine. And that'll make sure, see how, look how nice this lays though. But I don't like too much space in there because like anything else, too much of one thing is not always a good thing. All right. So again, we're going to crimp this guy. Okay. Then we're going to put our little horseshoe on. So it goes through one end of the horseshoe. And then it travels and loops over top of the horseshoe. And then you put it right through here. Okay. And then through the crimp tube. And it also, the wire guardians sometimes will also help your bead stringing wire not to, sometimes I say, not doing a real good job right now. Kind of helps your bead stringing wire not to cross up too much. All right. Okay, bring this down here. And then we're pulling this all together. Bringing our crimp tube down and then pulling. Sometimes you have to be careful when you pull that. You have to hold it because if not, it will get a little weird. All right, so that's looking good there. That's nice and loose. Let's make sure it's not too loose. Okay, we don't want too loosey-goosey. All right, make sure that's all straight. I'm enjoying that setup. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna slightly push that out of the way. So we know, and there's our box shape. So we know that we're not crimping onto the side. Oh, and I forgot to do it again. It's all right, right? Just a little bit. Because if you do crimp onto the little metal, if you get those little metal ends stuck in your crimping pliers, it will mess up that metal and it will make them like sharp and jaggedy. So you definitely don't want that. Okay. And that is looking nice, friends. That is looking nice. All right, and we are done the first necklace. Thank goodness. It only took us an hour, but that's okay, friends. That's okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. All right, let's give it a measure. Now, we didn't add our hardware yet, and that's okay. So from the knot, it's about a little more than 12 inches. So it's actually going to be probably about 25 inches when we put our, I don't know if we're going to do a toggle or if we're going to do a lobster. I haven't decided yet. But what I want to do is I really want to start working on the second necklace. And then we can figure all the rest out. So far for the second necklace, I want to do, like, I want to make our own chain. But I also want to make this little pendant focal first. So what I have here is another one of these tree agates coins. And I have a stainless steel head pin here. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this little garnet on here. This little, oh, first of all, this pin is a little bit crooked. So let's straighten that out, shall we? It's doing a little osteo there. We want that nice and straight. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's see if this garnet will fit on here. It might not, guys. It might be too thick. The wire might be too thick. I don't know. It might also help if I found the hole. That's okay. Let's grab it. Oh, is this a coin? I don't think the coin will work. I think the coin's hole is even smaller. Oh, there we go. All right. And then we're going to slide on one of those and then our tree agate. Okay. And then another one of these. And then I think we're going to hook it right in there. So I'm going to just make a simple loop. And this head pin is a stainless steel head pin. I believe it's like 21 gauge. So it's going to be pretty secure. Do we want to do that or do we want to do just two garnets instead of the spacers? Let's see what that looks like. Okay, those are the coins. These are the rounds. That's not your hole. All right. So we got that guy. Okay, that's cute. We're going to do that. All right. So like I said, we're just going to make a simple loop here. So we're going to take our tool here, and then we're just going to bend that wire down into this 90-degree angle. Then we're going to come over here. And we're done with our crimping pliers. We're going to come over here and we're going to cut. And I'm going to use my finger as like a kind of a measuring tool. And cut about right there. Oh, yeah, you can tell when they're the stainless steel head pins because I found it, friends. But they will go flying across the room. All right, and now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to roll this back and make ourselves a loop. Okay. We're going to do a kind of a small loop here. Doesn't have to be a huge loop. Okay, making sure we're not breaking anything. I'm just going to be really careful. Now I'm going to open this. And I'm hoping this loop is big enough. It should be. All right. Then we're going to close it. And we're going to make sure that's completely closed. Okay. So then we have this little dangle. All right. So that's cute. All right, so this is going to be about 25 inches. So we want to layer this guy. So it's going to kind of look like, so this, I'm going to have to bring all this up so you guys can see. So this is our first necklace, and then I want this guy to hang right about there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's about, we'll say 8 inches. So let's make this guy about 20 inches. And I think that should work out nicely. I think that will hang nicely. Yeah, so okay. So let's make that guy about 20 inches. So we know what we want to make our length. So let me bring out some eye pins here. We have some eye pins. These are also stainless steel. And so I know I'm going to attach something here. So let's figure out our beads first. Okay, so we have this. So I think, or do we want to attach 2 of these? So I think first, let me see if these coins, will these coins fit? These are really small, huh? Well, let's see if these coins will fit on here. They do. Okay. So maybe we can do a little, because we don't want anything really big down here because it might fight with each other. So maybe we'll do a little cluster of coins. That's a coin, right? Yeah, I think they're all coins in here. All right, so we'll do a little cluster of coins. Right, these are the coins, right? Or are these the coins? No, these are the coins. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, these are the coins. Okay, let's do the coins. Let's see if the coins fit. Oh, they do. Okay, I like the coins. So let's do a little cluster of coins. When I say cluster, I mean a row. Let's do a row of coins. I think that'll be pretty. Let's do like 3. 3 coins. Okay, that'll look good. All right. All right. So I'm just going to do one side with us, and then we'll do the other side off camera. All right. So I like that. And then, oh, so now we have these. We have all this fun stuff over here too. So we're going to make our own chain. I'm not going to put all of these out. We'll just throw a couple of, I don't know if we're going to use those. I dropped one. I don't know if we're going to use those, but we're definitely going to use these ovals because these are pretty cool. I like those. Okay, that should be enough. All right. So what if we do that. We're going to connect it there. And then we'll do... Or we can, hold on a second, connect it to this. Right? Okay, that's cute. Right, so then we'll connect it to this. Or did we want to have this like hanging down? I don't like that, no. Okay, so we can connect it either way. There's loops on either side. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. Okay, so then we're going to need something this way. So then maybe we'll come in, since the direction won't really matter. Okay, make sure we have enough bead caps. So put 2 on that side. So we'll come in here with a little one of those. And then we'll use are these the rounds? Maybe we'll use the rounds there. Okay. Well, let's start, friends. Let's start. There's nothing to it but to do it. All right. I have a directional idea, which is good. Okay, so we're just going to open this guy up. We're going to put him on there. Then we're going to close him back. This video is probably like 5 hours long now. Guys, I'm sorry. I'll try to speed up. This is just serious necklace, friends. This is serious necklace. Okay, 1, 2. Where's your hole? It's there somewhere, friends. I know it. I know it's there. Oh my gosh. It's going to take me forever. Okay. 3. Are we sure we want to do 3? Yeah, I think 3 will be good. Okay. I'm going to use these a little bit of smaller pliers. And so we're going to make sure our loops are going the same direction. We want it to go that way, so then it will loop directly onto our right, that's right. I want to make sure that's right. Okay, just like that. We're going to bend. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and cut about right there. Yeah, let's keep it because these are kind of thick. So let's make our loop first. All right. We want to make sure that closes before we open it. All right, now let's open it. And let's throw this guy on. Make sure he fits. All right. Nope, I opened it. All right. So that's what we have. And now we're going to connect this guy. So let's get another eye pin. Okay. Open up this loop and connect it. All right, and then we're gonna throw on a rondelle, and a round rather. Oh, don't get me down. sir? All right, and then a little bead cap, and then this guy. Oh, that's pretty. And another bead cap. And another. Oh, look at that bead cap. You see that guy sticking out there? You guys, that's why I don't trust the bead caps. Look at that. What went on there? It's probably getting back, you know, it's getting me back for all the smack that I talk about bead caps. All right, so let's make this, and we're going to go again. We're going to go in the same direction as the bottom loop. Make sure that is lined up, and then we're going to bend, bend, bend. Then we're going to cut using our finger as a guide. I'll cut just a little bit more there. All right, and then we're going to roll this guy up. Okay. Well, that's all right. We can fix it. There we go. All right. So this is what we have. And that is real pretty, I think, so far. That is real pretty so far. So now we just have to finish. I do want to add some links in here, so maybe we will add one of these. Let's see what these look like. Oh, that won't fit. It's too thick. Let's add one of those. But let's add, and then we'll add... So we'll do one of those. And then maybe we'll do a couple of these. So maybe we'll do 3 of those to make up some length. Or maybe we can do, oh yeah, we'll do like that. We'll do a twisted one. The twisted one will be this way. And that's okay, right? We could do a couple twisted ones and do 2 twisted ones. And then that. So about how long is that going to be? Approximately. So we're looking at about 4 inches, 5 inches. We're looking about 5 inches. Okay. So we said we wanted 20 inches, right? So we need 5 more inches. Okay, so I think we're going to do, we're going to do this to finish up the length. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to add some more. What if we did a little portion of this? I could do a couple of those. Could do like 3 of those. I got 3 for that side. And then we have 2 more. Or we can do like this, and then we can do another. I have enough bead caps. Okay, put those over there. So I have 2 bead caps left, 3 bead caps left. Okay, wow. I use up all the bead caps, friends. And then we're gonna put, are these the coin? These are the coins. So we're gonna do 2 of those with that guy. And then we'll do boom, boom, and then we'll see how that goes. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and make up a bunch of links here. Okay. Should we put little coins? We still have a lot of coins. Or do we just want to do... Oh, you know what we can do? We can do a little spacer block. That's what we'll do. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to rush now because I know we're at like 1:06, and that's just for this part. That doesn't count the unboxing, so we'll probably be at 2 hours. Yeah. So guys, I'm actually going to go off camera, and I'm going to finish all this up, and then we'll put it together. We'll put it together. Okay, friends, we'll be right back. Okay, friends, and we're back. And so here we are. Let's move this necklace just slightly over here for a second. So here we are. We're going to finish the rest of this pattern, which is that. And so it's just real simple. We're just going to open up our loops. And it is kind of sometimes easier to do your links ahead of time, because it's easier to make sure all of your loops are going the right way, the same way rather. And that is kind of important. I opened that one way too much. That is kind of important when you're making like a beaded chain. This you kind of keep your loops all facing the same way with each other. I mean, like each one, like each little link, the loop should be facing, should be on the same side, is what I'm trying to say. Not so eloquently. So this way they just interlock a little easier, right? And we're just opening up and closing, and we want to make sure that that is nice and closed. Okay, then we can open up this side and put our last little link on. And now we're going to do some chain links with this with these components that Kristen gifted us. So what I did was, we're going to first do one of these small ones, and then what I noticed, these are very, very hard to open. So we're going to leave those closed. And since these are already opened, that just made more sense to me. So we're going to do, first let's do this one. Let's put this one on. And this one is very thick too. So these are all really thick. Like these are probably at least 18 gauge. And so they're a little, you have to put a little elbow grease into them. Okay. Okay, we're going to open up this one, and we're just going to put this one on here, and we're going to close it. And again, like I said, they are really, really thick, and that is okay because that's what we want. All right, so now since we really can't open this one, let's find one that's nice and the seam is nice and not sharp. Okay, and then we're going to take one of these guys. We're going to throw this guy on there, and then we're going to throw this guy on here. And now these guys, again, these are also very thick. So what I have to do is just kind of take them like this, and then I'm going to kind of squeeze them to like do this until they get right in there. Right? And then we can kind of, and that's good. Okay. So then that's what we have. So we're going to do that again with this. And then we're going to grab one of these. We're going to hook that in there. And then we're going to hook that in there. And then we're going to close this one. Let me get a good grip there. You got to kind of twist it closed a little bit. Okay. And that's, let's see, how many did we do there? So we need to do another 2. And then we're also going to put some extender chain on here, just in case the wearer wants to wear it a little bit longer. Because I think it's going to be about 18 or 19 inches. Oh no, we said 20. I think it's going to be 20 or 21 inches, something like that. We'll measure everything, guys. We'll measure everything. And also, I already put a lobster on this side. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, we're going to do one more series. Okay, make sure these are nice and closed. That one's good. Hook it, and then hook it on there. Let's get a nice good grip here. and close that one. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have. So here's our necklace with our beautiful chain. And we're going to put one of these. First, let's measure. So this is going to be about 20 inches. We're right there at about 10 inches. So that's pretty much what we wanted. So I do like that. But we are going to make a series. We're going to do a little extender chain action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open one of these. And then we're going to put one of these in there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put this guy. Might have to open that guy a little bit more. This is so pretty. Thank you so much, Kristen, for all of these stainless steel pieces. This worked out really well today. And this one's a little tricky here. Oh no. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do that a couple more times so we can make ourselves, I want to make about a 2-inch extender chain, give or take, just in case. Like I said, the wearer wants to go down to about 22 inches or so, they could. Okay, open. Oh man, open that. Then we're going to attach another one. Okay, and this one should be a little bit easier to attach because it's not as thick. So it shouldn't give us as many issues. Okay. All right. We'll do that again. And that looks like maybe 1 inch. So let's do... It doesn't look closed. Okay, it is. All right. Let's see. Let's see how much chain we have here. Okay. So we're at about 1.5 inches. I'm going to add one more. And that'll take us to about 2 inches. We can add a little, do we want to add a little drop at the end? Let's add a little drop at the end, shall we? Make it real profesh. Where are my head pins? Okay. So I'm going to grab a head pin. Here we go. And I'm just going to drop one of these guys on there. And we are going to make a wrapped loop here. So we're just going to go down like so. Around. Just give it a little bit of extraness, right? Okay, there we go. That's looking nice. Okay, and then we'll find that little edge. Tuck him in there. I think we got him. Okay. And then we're going to take this last guy. We'll put our dangle drop on there. Oh dear. We'll put our dangle drop on there. and attach that guy. Okay, and that is necklace number 2. Look how beautiful this necklace is. Oh, it's so pretty with that chain. And then you just put it, you know, like so. And then you have your little dangle. Super cute, super cute. All right, let's make a really quick pair of earrings, guys. And so this is what I did. Very, very simple, because our necklaces, right, our necklaces kind of speak for themselves. So we just have a simple earring. So we're going to grab this guy. We're going to grab a head pin. We're going to grab this guy. This guy. Oh, I already, of course, I put my beads away. And I didn't grab. I need a coin. We need a coin. And a spacer. Okay. All right. We're just going to go ahead and throw our coin on here. All right. And then we're going to throw our English cut guy on there. Then we're going to throw this guy on there. And then we're going to make a wrapped loop. We don't need to make a terribly big space. Go about maybe right there. Okay, bend that wire over. Now here we want to make kind of a bigger loop because it's going to attach directly onto our component. So we're going to go about mid-plier there. Right. Bring that around, even everything up. And that should be a big enough loop to fit on our component, right? So we're going to put it on this guy. Okay, it's going to look like that. Hook that right in there. And we're going to go ahead and close that door. And then I'm going to hold this here. I'm going to switch hands. And I am going to use my tool to wrap into the space here. There we go. Right? We're going to use our tool. And then we're just going to go in here and wrap in this space. And we should get about 3 wraps in here. Okay. And that looks about good. We don't want to overwrap. We don't want to cause any stress on our coin. We want our coin to be able to move down here. Because those are very fragile. So let me go ahead and just bring this back a little bit. There we go. Okay, then we'll cut this. So if there's a lot of pressure down there on that coin, it might want to crack or, you know, do some fidgety stuff there. And we don't want that. Okay. That was a terrible, terrible cut. Let's see if we can get in here. There we are. Like my pliers are like crushing something, the metal or something, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Sir, just have a seat. There we go. Finally, my goodness. All right. Just going to take this loop and just kind of do this. Straighten it out a little bit. There we go. So there we go. That side looks good. Okay, and then we're just going to throw this ear wire on, and I will bid y'all adieu. I will show you, I will also show you what both necklaces look like. I'll probably do a little video in the beginning too, guys, so you probably already saw them when you first tuned in. But I'll give you a really quick look-see. Okay, and so there are our sweet, simple, beautiful earrings to go with this beautiful necklace set let me pause real quick and get these together on the dish, and then I'll bid you adieu. Okay, friends, so here we're going to call this our love knot necklace. I don't know if that's a love knot, but it's cute. And there's our second necklace, and that's how they look together. Look at that. Okay, and I did, oh gosh, I'll just flip it around. I did put a lobster on the end of this one as well. It's a little bit heavy. Well, it's not really heavy, but it has a lot of beautiful gemstones on it, and I didn't feel like the toggle clasp was really going to be safe enough for my taste. So I would really hate if whoever I gifted this to, or whoever bought it, I would hate if they lost it. So we did go with the lobster because they're just more secure, I feel like, than those toggles. So there we go, friends. There's our beautiful, beautiful set. You guys, it's been like 2 hours, so thank you so much if you have hung out with me all of this time. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow to do a really cute, I think we're going to do a charm bracelet, a charm bangle bracelet with memory wire for Christmas. I know we've done that before, but I don't know. I want to make it. I think it's going to be cute, so I'm going to make it. And then Christmas, guys, I want to do a little earrings party, because I think it would be really cute. So I think I'm going to make like 5 or 6 earrings, all simple earrings. And then, I can tell like a Christmas story while I make each pair. Just not a Christmas story, maybe like a memory, some of my favorite Christmas memories. I think that would be something fun for us to do. Guys, Christmas is really quiet here. It's just Wayne and I. We don't really visit. We don't have anybody that visits us. So we get up in the morning, we have a really nice breakfast, open our presents, spend time together, and then the rest of the day, it's, we don't really have any plans. So I think it'll be fun for me to do a little earring party. But yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That is pretty cool, right? All right, my loves, until the next time, have a beautiful, beautiful night. Keep planting your magical beans and keep being kind to yourselves and keep showing up for yourselves, guys, every single day. Keep showing up for yourself and all the good things. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.